What's up everybody, Mosh here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Crucible or PvP in Destiny 2, and this video is addressed to Bungie because they are the developers of the game. So PvP and Crucible are the same thing, so if you hear me switching between both, it's the same thing. Also, please excuse my gameplay. I am not good at PvP in this game, so you just gotta deal with what you're seeing. I have to use a Destiny 1 gun that I'm comfortable with just to even get decent footage. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the topic at hand. So, Crucible in Destiny 2 is, to me, not very enjoyable. And it's not enjoyable because there's too much going on. Too many weapons, the supers are out of control, balancing, all that stuff just makes the game not fun. If you don't have a good weapon, good luck. Actually, not good luck, you have bad luck because you don't have that weapon. Not all of us are lucky enough to get good weapons or weapons with good perks on them. And some people don't have the time to put into the game to grind for those weapons. So when they go into Crucible, they get absolutely rocked. And it's just not fair. Like the one gun, the Jotun, whatever it is, you can't look at that gun and tell me that that's fair. A one-shot kill heat-seeking fusion rifle that takes special ammo? Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure Bungie nerfs and buffs weapons separately from PvE and PvP, which is great. That's how it should be done. But all I'm asking for here is a more simple PvP experience. Now, I stopped playing Destiny 2 when Curse of Osiris came out, and I just now came back for Shadowkeep. So there's at least a whole year and a half that I missed. So if Bungie has experimented with a more simple mode that I'm going to explain, then I did not know about it, and excuse my ignorance, I probably look like a giant dummy right now. Basically what I'm asking Bungie to do is to look at your past, at a certain game called Halo, and take inspiration from it and create a multiplayer PvP experience around it. Basically what I'm saying is weapon spawns. Everyone in the match starts out with the same weapon, or not even the same weapon, we could have loadouts, but just a simple version of each weapon class. One scout rifle, one pulse rifle, one hand cannon, one auto rifle. Those are your primary weapons, and you choose that at the start of the game, or when you die you can switch to a new one. No perks on these guns, no exotics, no armor, no supers, no class abilities. I'm talking simple. And then you could have weapon spawns around the map. This is where the rocket launcher spawns. This is where the sniper rifle. This is where the shotgun, just like Halo. People memorize those spawns and they memorize the timers on which those spawns were on. This makes for much easier balancing. It makes the game much more fair. And in my opinion, much more enjoyable. I loved Halo. I bought an Xbox for Halo. Normal Xbox for Halo. Xbox 360 for Halo. Halo 1, 2, and 3 will go down as some of the greatest first-person shooters of all time. And Bungie, you created those. That's your multiplayer. Now, I'm sure you've thought about this in the past when creating Destiny, but why not act on it? Why not go for it? Is it because 343 is doing Halo and you don't want to, intrude on their multiplayer space? Man, forget that. That's your multiplayer. I didn't even grow up an Xbox person. I grew up a PlayStation person. So when the PS3 came out, there was a game called Resistance Fallen Man. And to this day, that is my favorite multiplayer game of all time because it was basically PlayStation's Halo. It was set in the past where Halo was set in the future, but still, there were a lot of similarities. And that is why I loved it so much. Weapon spawn multiplayer games are really good. Let's think back to Destiny 1 back in the alpha and beta. Crucible was phenomenal. I loved it. When I was playing it, I was like, this is it. This is the game that I'm going to be playing. This replaces Halo. Like, we're back. Because it was so simple. There were only a few auto rifles and a few pulse rifles. It was so much more simple. There was only one super. You didn't have access to all of them. There were no exotics, weapon or armor. And it was just a great experience. But then when the full game came out and people had access to everything, it just changed everything. It went from me being super excited about this new multiplayer experience to being super disappointed. Like, I really, really think you guys should look into a simple mode like this. You have the labs or whatever it's called to test out modes. Let's do it. Let's test it out. That's another reason why Halo was so successful for so long was the competitive scene A competitive scene that lasted a long time. Even to this day, there are still Halo 3 tournaments happening with some of the old guys. I think I Got Your Pistolas in there, Snipe Down, Roy, Lunchbox, Walshy, and T-Squared, I believe, are casters. Like some of these old-time guys. They're not old, but you know what I'm saying. They're still around. They're still playing Halo 3 because the game is that good. Like, the people that still play the old Halos are the hardcore Halo fans. Even with Resistance, I'll go back to that. That was a launch game for PS3, which came out in 2006. The servers shut down in 2014, and people were still playing Resistance 1 up until then. That's 8 years on a game that was kind of small because it was exclusive to PlayStation. It had a hardcore fan base. It lived through Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Through all those games, huge multiplayer FPS games, this small PS3 exclusive from 2006 still had a player base up until the servers went down. And Halo still has a player base to this day. Weapon spawn games are really, really good. And just going back to the competitive scene, so many of us loved watching competitive Halo. It was great. A lot of people grew up watching that. Those are memories for them. And when it came to Resistance, I played that game competitively. We didn't have like huge tournaments or, in-person tournaments. They were always online or through game battles, but still, we played it because we were passionate about that game. And the weapon spawns are what made it so much more fun because we did 4v4 battles. And each person on our team had their own role. So my role on the team was to be the sniper. So I would go control the sniper spawns. So I'd basically be behind everyone on the team, and I would, see most of the map, and you do call outs and all that good stuff. Then you'd have your two slayers up front, who are the guys that are the best at killing people. And then you basically had a support player in between the sniper and the slayers. And they'd basically just assist the slayer. So if a slayer went down, they'd go over there and, try to avenge them and all that. And Halo was the same way. You had people on teams that were like, you're the one that's going to pick up the sniper because you're way better. And then just knowing when the spawns were going to happen, like, oh, we got 20 seconds to rockets, we got 10 seconds to sniper, and then they would rotate. Because right now in Destiny, I feel like the heavy ammo almost ruins the flow of the game. Because you have people that just camp it and then they're just sitting there whacking off or doing whatever they're doing, and it just sucks. I really think a mode like this should be implemented. Put it in there for a month. Actually, not a month. A month's too long. And a week is too short. 2 weeks. Put a mode like this in the game for 2 weeks and let us test it out. I will be in there every single day. I will give you feedback. I will do as much as I possibly could to help you. Again, super duper simple. People pick up a loadout right as the game starts, or when they die, they can choose a new one. 1 pulse rifle, 1 scout rifle, 1 hand cannon, 1 auto rifle. Basic stuff, no perks. Grenades are just standard frag grenades. There's no solar effect, void, arc, nothing. You could put those on the map as spawns and pick up a special grenade, but on your character, it is a standard frag grenade. No melee abilities, no supers. And then the weapon spawns or grenade spawns around the map. Sniper, rocket launcher, shotgun, even a sword. And the ammo you get with those when you pick them up, that's just the ammo you have. If you want more, you gotta wait for it to spawn back. Or maybe if you do want to incorporate supers, people only get 1 per game, and that's it. So how it could work is if you have a 10-minute match or something, at 5 minutes, everyone gets their super halfway through. Or if the score limit is 100, then once a team hits 50, all the members of that team get their super, and the other team either has to wait until they get to a score limit of 50, or the timer hits 5 minutes. Either way, it's halfway through the match. And then people decide when to use it. You want to use it right then and there, or you want to wait longer. I think that could be a little bit more fair. And I'm not asking them to revamp the entire multiplayer. That's not what I'm saying at all. This would just be one mode. If you still want to play Control and Rumble and all those modes with all your guns that you've unlocked and your armor and supers and just going nuts, you absolutely can. There should just be something there for everyone. But in my opinion, simple is better. I like simple things. If I know an enemy is around the corner, I don't have to worry about if he's gonna Hulk smash me or not. It's like, alright, I'm here, they're there, 1v1 gunfight, let's go. The better player wins. Like, there's no other factors or variables in it. It's just the better player wins in that moment. And then you guys could possibly capitalize on that thing you've been missing out on this whole time. A competitive scene. I'm pretty sure you tried it with Destiny 1 and it didn't really work out that well. Why? Probably because there's a ton of weapons and armor that just ruin everything. If Destiny had a competitive scene, you better believe I will be there. I'd watch that in a heartbeat. I know a lot of people would. There's a nostalgia factor to it from all of us that not only played Halo, but also watched the Halo competitive scene. Once that started going downhill, a lot of us lost something. Because, you know, I've also played Call of Duty, but the Call of Duty competitive scene, in my opinion, sucks. I think you guys are sitting on an absolute gold mine of potential here. Just think about this. What do you have to lose compared to what do you have to gain? You're independent now. You make the decisions. If you really want this to grow into a full-on community, which it is, the Destiny community is great. I'm not knocking it at all. It's one of the better gaming communities out there. But if you really want a super strong community, you got to bring people into the Crucible. The other day, I think they said there was 2 million people on, like around the time Shadowkeep came out. How many of those people played Crucible? I'm sure you have the data for that. And not only that, but how many of those people went into Crucible, played their 4 matches, and then bounced because they just wanted to get their powerful engram. And again, if Bungie has implemented a mode like this in the past when I was not involved with this game, I apologize, and I'm sorry for looking stupid. But all I ask is that Bungie just tries it. I think there's some serious benefits. Alright, so this right here is Resistance Follow Man, and yes, I dusted off my PS3 just to get this clip. So I'm going to show you not only a weapon spawn, but how Insomniac did it with giving you a visual cue of when a weapon is going to spawn. So right here you have the sniper rifle, and the sniper rifle respawns every 30 seconds. So I'm going to pick that up. Now the game doesn't tell you it spawns every 30 seconds, that's just something you have to find out yourself. But you can look at these green lights, and once all of the green lights show up, that's when you know the weapon is about to come back up. Instead of running by this and saying that the sniper's gone and just sitting there and camping, you have the visual cue of, okay, the sniper's not even close to spawning, or it's about to come back up. So instead of camping the spot waiting for a weapon, you can run somewhere else, help a teammate out real quick, and by the time you come back, the weapon's there again. You could add something like this into this mode in Destiny. That way people aren't just sitting around ruining the flow of the game. Or you could just have Shaxx announce it. I think he used to. He might still announce power ammo. I don't remember. I don't really pay attention. I apologize. But I'm pretty sure in the alpha or beta he'd be like, power ammo is available. Well, it was heavy ammo back then, but heavy ammo is available, or this or that. Like, you could do that. He could say, if a gun is taken, like, rockets have been claimed, and then everyone on the map knows, alright, someone's got the rocket launcher, or sniper's up. Now everyone knows the sniper's up, and stuff like that. So that could be something you could implement into the game as well. I mean, you can see all the different weapons. They all have their spawns as one of the best maps. You got the grenade spawns right here. You got a noob tube. You don't got to worry about that. And it's just like, this game was so, I could talk about this game forever, honestly. Insomniac was so ahead of their time with this. This game had features in it from 2006 that games nowadays don't have or have never had. Insomniac absolutely killed it with this game. So basically here on the same map, this is one of the other sniper spawns. There's one up here and then one over there where I was. And when we played competitively, this is where I would sit. I would go in this room and I would snipe out the windows. So I had complete control over the map. I could see everything over there. I could go over here. I could see everything over here. There's another sniper spawn over there as well. Whoops, wrong button. Right there, there's another one. So there's 3 sniper spawns. It's been a while since I played this, obviously. And then there is one rocket spawn, which is... How are you sprint again? Okay. And then there's a rocket launcher spawn right there, right in the middle of the map, which is something you could do. You could put snipers kind of on the edges or in more open areas, and then just put the rocket launcher smack dab in the middle of a map. Make it hard to get. Don't make it some easy weapon that anyone can just, you know, pick up. Like, you want this rocket launcher? Well, you better fight for it. And of course, the weapon wheel. Who doesn't like a good weapon wheel? And just quickly, another reason why this game was kind of similar to Halo is because you just hip fire. That's the wrong button. That's the right button. I'm so used to pressing R2 to shoot instead of R1, like the PS1 or PS3 days. So you just hip fire. This is your standard carbine assault rifle. You could aim down your sights, but I mean, look at this. You want to play like that? No way. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. You hip fire the thing. Switch weapons, shotgun, boom. Boom. Look at that bloom. Couldn't be me. There isn't any. Anyway, what I'm getting at is you could have both audio and visual cues as to when a weapon respawns. As you see, the rocket launcher is about to come up. There's just one more green light. There it is. Pick it up. The cycle starts again. And the reason I'm talking about Resistance 1 more than the other ones is because this one, like I've said before, is more similar to Halo, whereas in the future ones, they kind of went more towards the Call of Duty approach, where you pretty much had to aim down your sights if you wanted a chance at killing anyone. Which is fine. Those games were good. I enjoyed them, but there was something about this first one that just made it so much more special. And I would kill to have Resistance back. Every time PlayStation has some sort of a conference, I am just praying. I'm not even religious, but I pray. Please, remaster Resistance, bring in Resistance 4. Just give me the series back. Like you guys don't know what I would do for a remaster of Resistance 1. I would cry. Anyway, I think this is a pretty good idea. Some people might think differently, but I'd really love to see something like this in Destiny. I think it could be great. And I think that's just about all I got. I think I covered everything. So with that said, Bungie, please at least consider it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys later.